So it feels weird to do a formal introduction, to be honest. We drove in together, or you drove us. We had breakfast together. We lived together. Most importantly, Naomi Parry-Hughes, you are the co-director of Everyday Agile. Welcome to the studio. Welcome to the podcast. And I'll give you the treatment that everyone else gets. Welcome to Liverpool.
Well, thank you very much.
This is weird, isn't it?
This is so weird.
You've never watched one of these. You've never really cared about one of these. So what are your first impressions?
Yeah, really cool space. Didn't even know it existed, really. I just see you go off and you come back and you've done something.
Do your silly little podcast and come home.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's really nice. I like it. The fact that I can do my hair and makeup here is even better. So
yeah, I think Jacob's partner had a big insight into that. JP's nodding his head over there. So.
Yeah, she's done a good job.
Why are we doing this? One, why not? Try different things out. Two, it might never happen again. But I think it's important. That sounds a bit congratulatory, doesn't it? But people see a lot of me. People are nosy. So I thought, why not open up show them behind the curtain a bit. You're the co-director of Everyday Agile, which is our business. Everyone hears me gobbing off about it, but I think it's important to hear your version of things. How did we get to this point? And what's your version of that? How did we end up co-running this business together?
So I don't know how much of my backstory you've ever told.
People on LinkedIn, don't forget, you put yourself down as Naomi P or Naomi Parry. So
yeah, we have had people work
so you are
for
Parry-Hughes,
us.
just to...
Yeah, I'm Parry-Hughes, double-barreled. We've had people work for us that didn't know we were married until a few months in.
Yeah.
So I suppose by trade, I'm a teacher. You know that.
I know that.
You do, the listeners don't. I was a religious education teacher for secondary pupils. Loved it. But it's a very demanding job. You started Everyday Agile. That was something that I was concerned about. Starting a business, we were still quite young.
We are still young, come on.
But we were like mid-20s,
yeah.
Mid to late 20s. So the thing I said to Jack, he kept saying to me, oh, I can make all this money contracting. And I was like, oh, that was so ridiculous.
That makes me sound so bad.
No. But you were telling me this world was available. I've gone a very academic route in my life, I think we can agree. School, sixth form, university, worked in the middle, and then teaching. So that route was very standard. So I didn't know anything about the world of contracting. I'm very cautious in life. So I said, do it once I've passed my first year of teaching. Once I've got my job, I can pay all the bills.
Yeah.
Then let's give it a go. Obviously, it's turned into this. How I became part of it was, I don't think the tax man would like to hear this, but it was tax-wise, put me down as a director so that we can take more money from the business whilst paying lower tax.
I don't think that's I think most people know that's a thing, don't they? It's not.
Yeah. Is it legal?
It's tax efficient, isn't it?
It's tax efficient, Jack. Exactly. My favourite words. So yeah, that's how I started in the business. Teaching was just overwhelmingly taking over my life. And I was in an incredible school. And I thought to myself, if I don't leave here now, I never will. And that was scary because we hadn't sat still for years.
Yeah.
So I left that school before I stayed there forever, did supply teaching, and then your workload was just becoming bigger. And it got to the point where you sort of said, look, I either take someone on or do you want to do it? I started just the finance side of things. Maths, finance, as you know, is my favourite thing. So it just developed from there to a point that when we moved, I didn't go back to supply teaching because I didn't need to. And my role then just grew, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think we sort of said that if no one else is going to care about it as much as us, so why would we bring someone else in if you can do it?
Yeah.
Ultimately. Going back to the teaching though, because I think some people misunderstand it when people leave teaching, because I had someone else on a few weeks ago who left, Kiran. He was a teacher. And it's not necessarily the job, is it, that people leave? It's the, I don't know, correct me, the emotional baggage and the expectation that comes with it, considering the amount. The wages may have changed now, but you can only talk about when you were being paid.
Yeah,
like the expectation versus reality I suppose is the question.
Yeah, so when I started teaching, bearing in mind I've done 4 years of education, paying £10,000, I think it was 9,500 then, for each year of that education. I had a bursary of £400 a year in my final year, so it cost me a lot to become a teacher.
Because you were technically a dependent. I remember filling in loads of forms that made me want to sandpaper my eyes.
Yeah,
out. You were my dependent, weren't you?
Well, when I did my PGCE, we were married.
Yeah.
So Jack was my daddy, by all accounts. So
that's a clip, JP. We'll put that in. Just for personal use.
Oh, Jack. So yeah, I was classed as a dependent on Jack. We got through that. And I loved teaching. I loved being in the classroom with the kids. However, coming home at night, knowing there was kids that weren't going to eat that evening, or hearing their stories, or a kid just confiding in you, is hard. And I remember speaking to one of Jack's best friends, actually, who is a teacher, has been for years. And I said to him, like, how do you do it? And he said, you have to leave it in school. And that, unfortunately, that's something I couldn't do.
And neither can he, to be fair.
No, absolutely. No, of course he can't. But
Billy big time there.
Yeah, so I couldn't, there was that side of it I couldn't do. And when I commit to something, I fully commit to it. So I was leaving to get to school for 6:30, 6:45, I'd leave home.
Yeah, because we lived.
Yeah, I lived about a 40-minute drive from the school because I needed that separation.
Yeah.
I couldn't have lived any closer. And then getting home late.
And the M4 is a bastard as well, isn't it?
Oh, it's an awful person, the M4. I remember my first, so I'm a September baby, 19th September. So I'd started the beginning of September, my first teaching role, really excited. Look at the calendar. It's open evening on your birthday. So I was left home at 6:30, and I think open evening maybe finished around 8:30, because you need to be able to do it late enough so that parents that are working can get there, and then put the classrooms back together. I think I got home about 10 p.m.
There was a crash, wasn't there, as well?
Yeah.
I remember you ringing me.
Yeah, when there's a crash on the M4, I've spent an hour sat on the M4 marking books because you weren't moving. For
context, we didn't live up here then. We lived in Swindon.
It'd be a hell of a commute, wouldn't it?
5-hour commute each way.
And that commitment to the job took me away. And I remember, it's quite personal to say, but I remember you saying to me, I love the holidays because that's when I get my wife back.
Yeah,
It's just hours. I know there's lots of misconceptions about teaching, and it's 9 till 3 and you get all these holidays, and it's just not true. It just isn't. As I said, I was working, I'd leave at 6:30. I was one of the teachers that would leave by 4:00 because I had to be on the motorway before rush hour.
Yeah, but you brought all of that home then, didn't you?
Yes, and then the books came with me.
Yeah.
And then the parents' evenings, the school trips. I've given up weekends to go to Belgium with 280 13-year-olds. And it just got to the point that I didn't have a life.
Yeah.
And it wasn't healthy for either of us, was it? I don't think.
No, not really. And yeah, it just got to a point where you've got a very broad skill set that I just haven't got. And we needed for this to grow, for this to turn into a thing. Why bring someone else in? But I don't think we really realised that I was seeing what contracting was and these day rates, but I don't think we really believed them, did we either? And I don't know if that's from a more working class background point of view, or we just didn't think we could aspire to be in that position. I don't know.
I just didn't believe it. I thought you were making it up because you wanted to go and start your own business. But bearing in mind, I think the point I was getting to before and didn't get there was I was £50,000 in debt for 4 years of university, and I started on 22,000, maybe. I don't even think it was 23. I think it was about 22,000 my first year of teaching. And you then said to me, I've got a couple of GCSEs, no further education, and I can go make £500 a day. And I just thought, no, you can't. Don't be so ridiculous. Thankfully, you could.
Yeah. But I think it took a while for us to get used to it. In terms of, we shared a laptop and things like that. And,
Yeah, I think I've always been quite frugal.
That sounds like dramatic, but we did. We didn't really believe it until those first couple of.
Yeah, so our first wedding anniversary, you bought me a MacBook for university because I started my PGCE on our first wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
I used that for a year and then was given a laptop by school. And then you started using it when you started the business a year later. And I remember someone saying to me, someone that worked with you was also a contractor, saying, why don't you just let Jack buy a new laptop case? Because he had this Cath Kidston floral one, which was mine, which I loved. And I remember saying to her, he can buy one if he wants. And Jack was like, well, why would I if I don't need to? But that came from a place of not knowing if this was going to last.
Yeah.
And I think we still feel like that every day.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you can never get too, we've never gotten too familiar with everything, I don't think.
But then I think that comes from coming from a very working class background.
Yeah.
Where money, I can only talk from my own childhood, but we didn't have much of anything to then be in a world where, I feel like we are as rich as the royal family. We're not.
Yeah.
But from where I've come from, the amount of disposable money we have is wild to me.
Yeah.
We don't have kids. We'll caveat that.
Yeah, we are. What are we called? Dinks. Dual income, no kids.
Yes.
That's what we're classed as.
We are.
But I think that that makes a massive difference in terms of hours worked and the amount of work we can put in. Because we haven't got those. It gives us a sort of, what do they call it? Like a secret privilege or a secret superpower. Because I don't think people with kids could probably build this.
Yeah, no, I've never...
As much. They could, but they've got things to juggle as well.
Yeah, I've never really thought about it. But yeah, we can work whatever hours, as long as the cat and the dog are okay.
Yeah.
We can do what we want, but that's not always a positive thing either.
No, that's true. So this is what people really want to know, don't they? They want to know they want us to spill the tea about contractors, day rates, money, positives, negatives. We'll talk about the conference as well. So you took over. So I got to bring people up to speed before I asked the question. I was in clients. We were also bringing people into clients where I was working, associates, because that's the model we work with. So it became very difficult for me, or I found it very difficult when someone's been with us for a while and they want to talk about day rates, or if someone's coming into the business and they want to talk about day rates. It was quite awkward when I was going to be working with them as well. So that's now your thing, because it just takes me out. If someone starts working with us, I assume they're happy because they've spoken to you. But what have you learned about contractors negotiating day rates, and from a agency side, or from a business, like from a consultancy side, what advice would you give to contractors negotiating rates with businesses like ours?
It's really awkward. That's the be all and end all. These conversations are awkward, and I might enter them really confident, but inside my heart's going, I'm thinking, oh, I hope this goes well and they get what they want and we get what we want. So I'd first say that it's not nice. It's such a difficult thing. And the thing I always go in with is I have a number. When someone's coming in, me and Jack will have the discussions. So although Jack's very much the face of the business, he is the one that is within it, as in the industry. I'm not. I've read the Scrum guide back to front. I still don't know what it means. So that side of it, I don't understand fully. So I do need Jack to tell me, well, this person's got this experience and probably about this rate. So I can go in with something we think is reasonable. And I always start the conversation of, this is awkward. You want what you want and I want what I want. Let's find what we can do with that. I think one thing I struggle with massively is people coming in and saying, well, I want this. And I say, but the market doesn't tell me that that's what you're worth at the moment, because it is all down to market influence.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but sometimes our rates, we might be locked in for 2-3 years.
So that I'd say that comes more in the renegotiation stage. So we come in, someone comes to us and I'll have that conversation and we'll discuss rates. As Jack said, we then might be tied into that price for 2 years with the business, with the, whoever we're working with. I then get them 3 months later going, oh, I want more money now. And I think it's fair to say, I'm going to blow our own trumpets here, is we try to be as fair as possible. We're not in this industry to make tons and tons of money while standing on other people.
No.
That's not us as people. I want to pay people as much as I possibly can while still making our business viable.
Yeah, because a lot of the time they don't see all of the work that's got to that point.
Yeah, I think there's a misconception that maybe, I don't know about big consultancies, we can only talk from our own experience, but there's so much behind the scenes that people don't realise. So I think they think, oh yeah, these people just skim off the top and they make the money and they do nothing for it. They don't see the hours of conversations, the worry, the stress, the paperwork. Oh, the paperwork
Especially when it comes to things like security clearance.
Yeah.
Which doesn't just magically happen.
Oh yes, security clearance is a world in itself. Yeah. So all those things use our time and we have to be paid. So when people come in, I like to try and give them as close to what they want as I can, but those rates are agreed with the client. We never go into it with, oh, I'll meet a contractor, find out what they want, then go to the client and then put my bit on top. To get the clients, we've got a rate sorted. Yeah. They have to fit into it. Yeah. And sometimes they don't, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
If they want more money than we're being paid,
that doesn't work.
And the other thing people don't realise is when they go in for those renegotiations, I can approach the client and ask for that. But would you rather an extra £20 a day for 3 months, because after that they go, man, they're not worth that money anymore, or stay on your rate and be there for a year?
Yeah. Because
they're the things that we're continuously negotiating behind the scenes. And sometimes what I can't get across to people is that actually sometimes it's better not to poke the wasp's nest. Things are okay. I can go, but it might not be the answer you want. When it comes to renegotiation, I think contractors need to be realistic of the market. I've had situations before where someone's asked for X amount more. I've looked at that in real terms and it was about a 15% pay rise. I've looked at the rate of inflation, which at that time was only about, I want to say like 3%, 5%, something like that. So I went back with an 8% increase because that's more than the rate of inflation. This was years ago. This was pre-COVID. So it was a different world then. I do understand that. I went back with about 8% and I used percentages rather than numbers because £20 doesn't sound like very much money.
No.
But when you put it as a percentage of what you're getting, it can be quite a bit of money.
Yeah, yeah.
And that person was really unhappy and left because they thought I was being unkind and doing in that way. But I think with contractors sometimes, because you're making big numbers per day, those increases feel like, oh, £50 extra is nothing because if I'm getting 600 a day or 650, is that's not that much, but it is.
Yeah, a lot of them don't try and bring any receipts either, do they? It's just like, oh, it's been 6 months, I'm due a day rate increase.
Yeah.
Instead of going, this is all the stuff. Some do, but a lot don't.
Yes. But also some do, and they go, I'm doing this, this and this. And I say, okay, but I can't go to the client and say, you're doing all this extra stuff, you want more money, because that's not in your job description.
Right, yeah. In the contract, yeah.
If it's not in your contract and in the scope of work, the statement of work, it's hard for me to go back and say, you're doing all these extra things, can we have more money?
Yeah, they need to manage their own day in terms of job load as well.
Yeah. And the reality of it is, we're letting people really behind the scenes, for every contractor we've ever given a rise to, we've only ever had that funded by the client once.
Yeah, and that was a right pain in the arse.
That took months of negotiations. Other than that, so anyone that's worked with us, if you've had a pay rise, we've taken a cut. The amount we're making has gone down. For that to happen.
Yeah. And it's not a boo-hoo thing. It's just that some people don't want to grow a business. Like, it's a choice to grow the business like this. But a lot of contractors just want to come and work with someone like us and not do the graft of getting the clients. But then you have to take the hit of, well, that time and effort, like you said, needs to not doing it for free. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, we've got a mortgage.
Be a charity.
But I do just want to caveat all of that with, we've worked with some incredible contractors who have been an absolute dream to work with and have caused me none of these issues.
Yeah. So what advice would you give them going in? Not just with us, with anyone. Like if you were to give a broad bit of advice to contractors going in.
Be reasonable. Look at what you're asking for. Don't just go, oh, well, I've heard this person's on this much.
That's dangerous, isn't it? Well, I've heard Joe Bloggs is on £850 a day. Yeah, but contractors sometimes are bullshitters at the same time.
Very few people are giving away what they're really getting.
Yeah,
and we know because we're paying them. I'm never going to go back and say, that person's lying to you. But I know that person's lying to you.
As a bloke, I can categorically say people overinflate things. So, contractors do the same. And the reality is probably much different.
Much, much different.
Yeah.
So that would definitely be one, is don't go into it thinking this person's getting that, so I want that. I would say, look at it in real terms. People may not like it, but look at it as percentages. Look at rate of inflation. Look at what's going on in the world to see, is what I'm asking for realistic right now?
Yeah.
And is it worth going for right now? Look at the place, the company you're in. If you're hearing them talk about money struggles, maybe don't ask for a pay rise.
Yeah. Especially in the public sector.
Yes. Yeah. So that would be a big thing, is go in hoping for something, being willing to negotiate, but also being ready for the company to say, well, I'm not willing to, and you can leave. Because there are limits.
Yeah, yeah. What mistakes do you think we've made when working with this model that we've got, this associate model? Where do you think we've been burnt?
So many. Trusting people. I think we've both trusted people too much and then are personally hurt when they break that trust and let you down. I think that's a hard lesson we've had to learn, definitely.
Yeah, building their own little empires on our time.
Yeah. Going in to clients with their own agenda. Again, forgetting that we've put months usually of work into getting that contract with that client, and then they think they can just step on us to get the client directly.
Yeah.
And again, those people don't realise, yes, we are getting paid more, but we've got ISO 9001, we've got cybersecurity, like all these things that come with it. That's something, again, for people to realise.
Yeah.
I would definitely say contracts. At the start, probably ours weren't the best.
What is in hours to the associates?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was loose.
It was.
But that's on me. That was my and to be fair, this is when you were in school, so it didn't really have a choice, but that was me going on like rocketlawyer.com and finding a contract.
Yeah.
And using it. That is the reality.
I mean, we've got a good one now.
Oh, yeah.
Sat with a lawyer, solicitor for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
So that's something we've learnt. Try not to take things too personally. You have to remember everyone has their own agenda and everyone is going to put themselves first. Especially
in the model we've got.
Yeah, absolutely. Whereas, again, I'm not bigging us up, but we do try to be good people.
Yeah.
And if we've got, we will share. Not everyone's like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've made communication mistakes. I think we haven't pulled the plug on certain people because the client liked them when we've had to stay with them. So we've had someone, we know there's something not quite right, but the client likes them. So we've had to sacrifice our own sort of thoughts and feelings and morals to a certain extent because the client really likes them.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a big one, isn't it?
But we've known it hasn't been right.
Yeah, very quickly known this isn't the right person for us.
Yeah.
But the clients like them.
Whereas now I'd rather work with someone who's easy to work with. But they're not a name, I think. I don't know about you, I'd rather work with someone who gets their invoices in on time, communicates when there's something wrong, and is respectful of our boundaries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Than someone who's a big name on LinkedIn. But she can't get their admin sorted.
Yes, and those people are often the people that are sometimes have an inflated sense of self-worth.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Again, I don't live in this world. I don't live in the Scrum and Agile world. So Jack can come to me and say, oh, this person, I'm just seeing them as a subcontractor.
Yeah.
So I don't have any of that preconception, but some of those people are the more difficult ones to work with.
Yeah.
On the point of invoices, as someone that deals with invoices, I implore every subcontractor out there to get their invoicing on time.
Yeah.
I beg that of everyone.
Why'd you make it difficult for us to pay you?
But that's what I don't understand, Jack. And I'm emailing them saying, I need your invoice. Can you get it in? I need to pay you.
Yeah.
And I'm very particular.
But we say that. We're upfront about that. You are upfront about it needs to be done this way. I
have a flow chart, an invoicing flow chart, an expenses flow chart that are sent to people when they start with us. I just need, I'm quite laid back with it. If you do it.
And I get the same telling off. Don't get me.
Oh, yeah, if you didn't do it, you'd be told off the same. But I don't understand why people make it difficult to pay them because they know, again, I tell people, your invoice comes in, I'm going to pay you on the 25th of the month. There's no ambiguity of, because I'm sure there's lots of companies that pay 10 days, 20 days, 30, they're late.
Yeah.
I invoice people myself. We're not. We're structured. The 25th of the month, everyone gets paid. I say, if you haven't been paid on that day, email me because I've forgotten to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I want it to go smoothly. So if you just follow these very basic things.
Which is a business owner that they should.
And that's what I think a lot of contractors forget, is you are running a business. Going in and working with the client isn't your sole job. You are a limited company, so you have to act like one.
Yeah.
And if that means bringing someone else to do it, like Jack did with me, that is what you might need to do, but you have to do things on time because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes with the end client.
Yeah, shit rolls downhill, doesn't it? So if we don't get paid, because we haven't filled in the big invoicing on time because all the other invoices haven't been filled in.
Yeah.
It becomes more difficult. There's only so much road we've got.
Yeah, absolutely.
To keep that going.
Yeah, and again, from a very honest point, we do pay people even if we haven't been paid because we know they've got bills to pay.
Yeah.
So we can be waiting for 2 months for a payment. I've already paid people on the 25th of the month, but that has...
And that can be because one person's forgotten their invoice.
Yeah, we can be paid late because of that. But also with the invoicing, it allows me, again, this is probably very different in big companies, but in a small company like ours, it allows me the time to look over your invoice and spot mistakes because I forever get people undercharging us.
Yeah.
And in a big company, they'd go, well, that's what they've invoiced. If they've invoiced 20 days and they've done 21, boo them. Like, we're up.
Yeah.
I don't. I look at it and I go, oh, you said you've done 20 days. You said on your invoice you've done 20 days, but your timesheet where we sort of record it says 21. I don't want to underpay you. Or if they do a calculation wrong on there, I'm the first person to go, hey, this is wrong. Can you redo it? Because you'll be underpaid otherwise. Yeah. So it's not just from a perspective of needing it in because they are going to delay payment for other people. It's also, I want you to be paid correctly because you're running a business.
Yeah. Fair enough. Anything else to say about contractors, associates, lessons learned?
I thought so many things. I think the main thing is they need to remember that they are running a business and they have to function as one. And for us, communicate with us. Yeah. Just communicate and we can sort anything. Not telling us what's going on and we're left flapping.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
Yeah. Running around trying to find pockets of information.
We've been on holiday, opened our emails and gone, right, firefighting, here we go. Yeah. If someone had just told us this, it could have been fixed and sorted.
Yeah.
And I would say work with people that have the same ethos as you. So if you're a contractor and you don't really like what Jack does online, you're not going to suit us as a business.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
But that comes from a place of they're going to be dealing with you. So
yeah,
and you're not that different online to how you are in real life. If they don't like sarcasm, they're not going to like you.
No. Yeah. But I think once people know us and know me, I think there's a very different opinion. Maybe. Because I'm not unapproachable or not empathetic or.
No, and
but that's a good point. It's a blind spot. Yeah, I think you're right.
Am I? Now I'm questioning myself.
No. It's a good point.
Because we're not a big business, so you will be dealing with Jack and Naomi.
Yeah,
and if you don't like Jack and Naomi,
it's amped up a bit because that's the game. But I wouldn't say no, that's fair. Yeah, if you don't like what's out there, you're probably not going to like the business here. You're not going to like the...
Yeah, just working directly with us.
No, yeah, I think you're right there.
But I do understand there's a slightly different version of you online.
Maybe there used to be, I think. I think it used to be a bit more of an edge. And then I've realised that, I think you told me that it's not just about, when it was just me on my own, it was a bit different. But now it's not just me. And people's mortgages and livelihoods are on the table. I've had to be a bit more, does this reflect well on the business as a whole? And don't get me wrong, it's IT, it's tech. I was never saying anything outrageous.
This is where it all comes out, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was different at that time because no one else was. Everyone's buddy creating content now, aren't they? But back 2018, 2019 and COVID to a certain extent, I suppose there was a bit more edge to it. But I'm still, still. If you're a prick, you're a prick. Like, you're probably not going to, I'm probably going to, if you think that of me, then yeah, you're probably not going to, if you don't like that humour, you're probably not going to like the business.
But that just comes from a place of having to work directly with us.
Yeah.
I know I'm quite frank.
Yeah.
Quite straight talking. And people don't like that in a person, not just me, in a person. Yeah. They're probably going to find me quite difficult to work with. However, when people get us, we've made friends for life, I would say.
I don't think there's many associates.
World.
Yeah, I don't think there's many associates who wouldn't. There's a few, don't get me wrong. There's a few who would never work with us again. But some of that hasn't been down to that's been down to the client or the way they've behaved. Some of it is probably because of the way we've behaved. But the vast majority, I think, would work with us again, I like to think.
I'd
so. Say. If not, put it in the comments. Let us know. Conference. We did the conference last year, the Not Another Agile Conference. Tickets are on sale now for the next one, April the 22nd, 2027. You were there. You were very much, more than very much part of it, especially on the day. Now you're a lot more involved on the operational and the project management side. What improvements could you see from the first event? What you're looking forward to? What made you wanted to get more involved this time? Because I think Matt and you were pushing for it more than I was, to be honest. Yeah, so I feel like you were the Jack Whisperer. You committed to them to sort of plant the seed.
Aren't I always the Jack Whisperer? That's something that obviously people watching wouldn't know, is if anyone wants something from Jack, they phone me and then it slowly happens. But isn't that marriage?
Yeah.
Isn't that just marriage?
It's manipulation, isn't it?
Absolutely. Before the first conference, I wasn't really interested. I'm sure you brought it to me and I was like, how much is this going to cost us?
Yeah.
That was my
That's the first thing you always ask, to be fair.
Whenever Jack brings an idea, I say, how much is it going to cost us? Because that's my side of the business. As I saw your passion for it last year. It was last year.
Yeah.
I saw how excited you were about it. And I know Matt are like excitable puppies anyway. So I knew they'd be excited.
And it was their idea to give them their due praise.
Oh, absolutely.
It wasn't ours, it wasn't mine.
They tried to get you on board.
Yeah.
So at first I was a bit like, So I didn't really help with the planning much. I did the sweet table, sorted out food.
I think you're downplaying that. I think you were a massive part of the team on the day and the night before, and people recognise that.
Yeah, I'd say on the day, but in the lead up, I didn't do that much. I was more of a soundboard for you.
Yeah.
This time, I really enjoyed it on the day. It was
more
really...
More than you thought?
Yes, more than I thought. I am very much an introvert, massively an introvert. This is why doing this is big for me. But being around the community and seeing why you love it so much was really lovely to see. And see people enjoying it. And I just felt so proud of you. That's something that obviously Matt and Matt as well, but I'm not married to them. That's illegal.
They might as well be at the moment.
And the pride I felt watching you in your environment, because I don't see you do these things.
No.
I don't come with you when you do talks. I don't come and watch you do the podcast. I just see you sat in our office at home in front of a computer. So I felt so much pride. And then afterwards I said, do you want to do it again? And you were like, I don't know. And Matt Evans phoned me for something to do with work. And he said, what's Jack's thoughts on the conference? What's he really thinking? And I said, and he was like, I think we've got to do it again. And I said, leave it with me. And then, as lots of wives do, some husbands as well, you start dropping those little, what do you think about this? What did you enjoy about it?
Yeah.
And then we decided, if we could get the right venue, we decided, let's do it again.
Yeah.
This time I'm far more involved. I think I'm doing the majority of the logistics, which is my bag. I don't care who talks that much. No, I do care.
Well, I've got a line here, actually.
What, is this something I've said to you?
I care, but I'm not interested, which may sound like an odd thing to say. But how does that sentence help us with decision making?
Okay, yeah. So, for example, speakers. I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know them. I don't know what they do because I'm not in the industry in that way.
Yeah.
So I care, but I'm not interested. But are we on budget? I am very interested in.
Yeah.
So,
and the experience, you're big on that. I think that's what people commented on last time, was the user experience or the customer experience, attendee experience, if you like, of how it felt. I think you're a massive part of that.
But that's me in life, isn't it?
Yeah.
If someone comes to stay, there's towels and water on the bed.
Yeah.
I'd do
I don't get that.
That's it now. Just you wait. Yeah. I would do little chocolates if Jack wouldn't eat them before people got there.
Wouldn't last.
So yeah, experience is a big thing for me. Anyway, it's one of my key things is making people feel special and seen. If I can do that, great. So I'm looking forward to that again. I'm looking forward to the fact that I am more involved.
Yeah.
Being able to make improvements. Again, the three of you together can be very excitable. Jack doesn't show it. This is Jack excited or angry or upset. It's all one
just
face.
One face. Resting bored face.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Not necessarily true.
I see your face more than you do.
Yeah, true.
So it's good to have someone like me who can just go, well, let's just pull it back a second. How does that look? How do we do that? Is that necessary? I like doing that. That spreadsheets are my favourite things. So it's just doing all the things I enjoy. And it's going to be really good.
Yeah, it's going to be.
It's in a zoo.
Yeah,
everyone should come.
The lineup, by the time this goes out, I know it won't be. Or we'll nearly be all out. Value for money wise, that's something we're really passionate about, I think.
And that's something that I can say it because I could upset people, but I don't know them, so it doesn't bother me in my little house on the Wirral. Other conferences charge a lot more for a lot less.
Yeah. But
the reason we can do it is because we make no money from it.
No.
Last year,
we were in the red.
We were in the red and we still made a charity donation.
Yeah. Because we'd committed to it.
Yeah, we'd committed to doing that. So that came as a financial hit to us, but it was worth every penny because it was great.
Yeah. But that's the lesson, isn't it? From having someone be more in charge of that, I think.
But that comes from caring but not being that interested in certain things.
Yeah.
Because I can just look at it as a product.
Yeah.
Without as much emotion in it.
Yeah.
Which is handy. But it's going to be great.
Tickets available now.
Tickets are available.
very much available.
And if you buy one, I get a little email and you'll put a smile on my face.
Bit of quick fire. Happy with that?
Yes.
So out of me and you, who spends the money?
Who spends it?
Yeah.
Me.
Okay. Who says no to clients?
You.
Who takes more risks?
You.
Who spots problems first?
That's me.
Yeah. Who's usually right?
Usually.
Yeah.
Neither, always me.
Yeah, neither. Okay, fine. All right. Would you rather lose our biggest client or our biggest employee or associate?
Well, if it was just employee, the client, because you're my biggest employee, and without you, there is no Everyday Agile.
Yeah, true. No, you'd carry on the torch.
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
No.
If you get abducted by aliens, I'm selling it all.
Fair
I'm
enough.
living on a cruise ship.
Fair enough. You heard it here first.
I don't think I'd last very long on what we'd make, but...
Would you rather work with one huge client or 10 small ones?
10 small ones, because I find smaller clients far easier to work with behind the scenes than large ones.
Yeah. Sell the business or double it?
Ooh, double it.
Okay.
Which I think you probably wouldn't expect that.
No, I thought you would go different.
I know.
Be fully remote or have an office?
Fully remote, because I like being at home with a dog.
Yeah. And the scores out of 10 on these. Marketing.
That's all you. So I'd say a good 8.
Yeah. 7.5, 8. I agree with that.
For someone that has got no education in it, you're very good. You impress me daily.
JP, clipping that. We'll mix that in with the other one to make it a really good clip. Diversity. Like the people we've brought in and how we approach everything under that broad banner, which is probably the wrong thing to ask.
8, 9.
I think we're pretty good.
But I don't think we work with people based on anything other than their skill sets. But we are focused on giving equal opportunities.
Yeah. Work-life balance.
Is 10's good.
Yeah.
Really good. 5, which seems like a cop-out. Because sometimes it's really good and sometimes it's really bad. And I'm sat on a cruise ship crying over my laptop.
Paying £138 for a week's worth of internet.
And then crying over the price of that.
Yeah. Any final thoughts? Have you enjoyed it?
I've relaxed into it.
Would you do it again if the people want it?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Will I watch it back? No. That's not something I'm interested in. I would like to ask you a question.
Go for it. I'll try and answer it as quickly as I can.
What do you love most about working together, and what do you like the least about working together? Just remember, we are going home together.
No, I like working with. I know I love. I wouldn't want to work with anyone else because I don't think anyone else would care as much. And I think you are the ultimate sounding board because of that. And a lot of the time, you make me see sense. No, there's not a but. The reckless side of me, I think, would make decisions a lot quicker. But they wouldn't necessarily be the right ones. But that's part of a partnership, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that fair? That's fair. I can only be that honest.
Oh, I take ages. Decision paralysis is real.
Yeah.
Really real.
Yeah.
Okay. So that you'd say that's the thing you like least.
The thing I've had to adapt to the most is having to negotiate with someone else. Because that's not just because we're married, but because you legally own half the business. So I have to do
But
that.
we always say that about people when they've got co-directors that they're not married to. And you're like, how do they
Yeah.
Because we have to come to a resolution because we sleep in the same bed.
Yeah. Heard it here first, folks. Married people sleep in the same bed.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
But yeah, how do those people that aren't together? I don't know. I wouldn't like it.
Don't know. Is that fair? Is that all right?
Yeah, I like it.
Cool. If you want Naomi to answer that question, we'll have to record this again. If you enjoyed this episode, it's a bit different. Why not? Bit of fun, isn't it? If you enjoyed this video, there will be another one above my finger there with another interesting person. Like we said, tickets are available for the conference on the 22nd of April next year in Chester Zoo. Nice one. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.